Well, it's that time again. First game of the season, and we've got a derby. So this could be an explosive start. Let's see if we've got what it takes to be title contenders, shall we? As I said in the intro, there's a very real chance that we've got a team that could be title contenders this year. If you watched the transfer special yesterday, you will know I've signed some very, very good players. And also today we're playing Zagreb in our first game, who are our rivals, although the weather looks awful. Um, there is nothing to catch you up on, really. There are no new signings since you last were with us because I've literally gone from that to this. Um, so we can pretty much get straight into the game, and we are literally opening the season against Zagreb. Big game, big televised game. I have decided for this one. Um, Usually, I've been picking players based on their training performance, but I thought it's a derby, and also as fans, I think people will be wanting to see our strongest side on paper against Zagreb. So that's what we've gone with this time out. I will go back to the old system for the next game, but I figured let's see what the best side we've got is. So the best side we have is Sherpa in goal, Dankovsky, Puerto, Gomez, and Piaszek at the back. There's a fag paper between Gomez, Puerto, and Raggett, but I've gone for those two because they've got the pace. Like I said, Piaszek at left back. He isn't actually our best left back. We have to have an under 22 Polish player in the team. Our best left back is Reece Devine, but he's also not fit, so he wasn't really a consideration. Finson starts as the defensive midfielder. Longstaff and Jankovic are our midfield two. Inabakare starts as our advanced playmaker behind Wright and Sterling, with Raggett, John Davis, the American, Mbemba, Rossetti, Bargel, Gonzalez, Nunez, Juarez, and Schwerman are at the bench. Also, of random note, I was just looking at this before I came on camera. If we look at the World Cup, the World Cup starts in 493 days. Now, I was looking at the eligibility criteria for some of our players who've been around a while, our foreign players. So Israel Puerto will become Polish in 328 days. He might go to a World Cup with Poland. Likewise, Matty Longstaff becomes eligible in 354 days. He might qualify for the World Cup, especially if he's looking like he's nowhere near the England squad. This is big because, as those of you who know the game well are aware, he usually develops into an England international. So that's potentially worthy of consideration. Also, Akiri Wright. He's down as German. He's played in a couple of friendlies for Ghana. He hasn't played a full game for Ghana, like a full qualifying game, and he's very close to qualifying for Poland. He's been among the top scorers in the extra class for 2 seasons running. So you'd think he would be within a shout, or in with a shout even. We're going to give 4 squad numbers out. Do I have a number 14? I do. You're in luck. You're in luck. You get your number 14. Everyone else can go on random. That works out perfectly for me. Yeah, so there's a lot to think about here. Obviously we're heading for the World Cup in Qatar as well. If it was a summer World Cup, as in a Northern Hemisphere summer World Cup, they wouldn't make it in time, but they might make it to Qatar. It's very, very possible. Our one debutant is actually Inabakare. There's a lot of newbies on the bench, like Davis and Bemba, Rossetti, Gonzalez, Nunez, and Juarez. But yeah, interesting to see that when I pick the strongest 11 we have, not a lot of our newbies make it. But I think with the system that I use with training to judge who starts normally, a lot of rotation is going to happen. A lot of players are going to make impacts. But we're starting with the paper strongest team. So let's see what we can do here as we face Zagreb. We are, of course, in the green. For those of you who are new, Zagreb are in the orange. And I think without the distraction of European football this season, there is a very real possibility we can hold something together for a title. I also think going forward, European competition won't be an issue for us because we've got so much depth now. We've got like 6 players in each position who are good enough for the first team, that keeping players fresh and mounting a European campaign won't be a massive issue. But Finson's now on the ball, finds Jankovic, back to Finson and forward to Piaszek. Bit of a slow ball, I must be honest. Jankovic back to Finson. I'm not too worried about the keeping the ball situation. We're pretty good at keeping hold of the ball. Now Dankovsky's got the ball on the right wing. Seems to be a bit afraid to run forward, which is unusual for him, but I'm guessing the weather conditions aren't helping. Oh, it's a terrible ball, and Shavinsky has cleared it, and now Novak is clear through. Someone needs to turn and face him and defend. That's terrible. Sherpen should have held that, but that should have been taken. It shouldn't have been Sherpen's problem. Centre half there, who I think was Gomez, probably should have done more with that. And now they've got themselves a corner. 4 minutes on the clock. Stashinsky is going to take it. We know he's dangerous because we've come across him many times before. Gomez heads it clear, making up for his earlier mistake, and now Ina Bakare gets a chance to show us what it is he brings in. The former Wolves player. One of the big signings of the summer, really. I wasn't expecting him to make maybe quite such an immediate impact, or such an immediate impression on the side. But yeah, it turns out he is our best attacking midfielder. Probably wouldn't have been if we kept Slattery around, but Slattery wasn't performing when we played him. So yeah, Ina Bakare gets a chance to come in and impress, and we've got ourselves a free kick in our own box. Finson forward to Longstaff. If we can build from the back here, something good could happen. Ina Bakare there, he's playmaking like he's supposed to. Should release Dankowski, he does. Could have played it in front of him a bit more, but that's fine. Ball into Longstaff. What can Longstaff do? Has a go. Nothing really comes of it. Matty Longstaff, by the way, is being noted as Longstaff M on our team sheet because we've signed Lewis Longstaff, who's unrelated apparently, but from Liverpool. He's in our youth team, so I guess it's just demarking which Longstaff is playing. We haven't signed Sean. Sean isn't on the other side. He's still playing for Newcastle. I think he's starting for Newcastle at the moment. Dankowski with a free kick has a pop straight in. Camille Dankowski with our first goal of the season, his first goal of the season. He is deadly with a free kick. It's easy to see why he's wanted by so many clubs. I didn't show you that, but a lot of teams are looking at him. Luton are one of them. I think one of the other Polish sides are looking. I think there might be a German side sniffing around for Dankowski as well. But they are going to have to pay me a lot of money to take him off my hands because he is exceptional. I don't really have anyone great to back him up. I have Schwirm and I have Nico Williams. I think I signed a couple of others in the transfer window, but no one who I would say is immediately ready to be his replacement. So, it will take big money to prize him away from me because I genuinely don't have anyone lined up. Oh, Stasinski with a great shot from outside the box, which just goes wide. But yeah, I don't have a ready-made replacement. I don't have anyone I've scouted that I've looked at and really thought could fill his boots, which is worrying. We're currently sat top of the table with a 1-0 win, but we're also the only team playing, so that makes all the sense in the world. I think we're the only team playing. Yeah, the other game hasn't kicked off yet, so of course we're top. That's just logic. Lewis Rocker in. Oh, he's done far too well. Far too well to finish that. We should have done better. I'm going to do a get creative shout because I haven't used a single shout this season yet, which is a very unusual move. Drop down to second, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I suppose it's alphabetical order. Alphabetical order already. That ball over the top. Rocker just kind of finds stuff with far too much room, buries it. You can't stop that. That's just too good. But we should be okay. We've inspired the team. I think we can do something here. Ferenc has got the goal kick, hoofs it up the field, and hopefully we can stop them from getting too close to our box. Rocher, I guess, is running the game apparently. Shish though is now on the left hand side. We need to do more closing down, more defending. Rocher now finds the ball again. Back to Karbovnik, to Novak, to Okanzi. Eventually going to find a ball out wide. They are to Shavinsky. Someone needs to do some defending here. Gomez heads it clear. Inabakare finds it to Jankovic. Now Jankovic is going to go on a run. We know he can create magic. We've seen him do it. He's just stepped on the ball there, which is disappointing, but he hoofs a long ball vaguely in the direction of Akira Wright. Wright's now picked up 1-on with the keeper. It's a great save by Ferenc. I think it was going wide anyway, but we're up for the fight. We're up for the fight this time. Dankowski whips in the cross. It's not a great cross. Oko has headed it clear. Jankovic is going to pick it up wide. Probably needs to play the ball in as fast as he can, or to anyone, or just play it or not lose it. We've got a free kick. We'll take the free kick. We should have done more with that. We shouldn't have had to wait for the free kick, and we've done nothing from said free kick. We're going to another get creative shout. Dankowski's got another free kick. He won't shoot from there, but is that in? I thought that was in. I thought that crossed the line. I might have been wrong. I'm not going to go back and check because it makes no difference. Dankowski, another corner. Let's get it away. Akira Wright gets himself a goal. That's 2-1, and we have done very, very well to get ourselves back ahead. Um, Akira Wright is becoming a bit of a hero to the fans. They are chanting his name, and rightly so. He scored yet another goal against ChasingLamely. Anytime you've got a player that's so willing to destroy your rivals, you tend to fall in love a little bit, as we all know. And we've hit half time. We're going to ask them to do it for the fans. That makes all the sense in the world, because fans like to see rivals get smashed. And that's what we'd like to be doing here for the fans. We'd like to be smashing our rivals. Like I said, this is on paper our strongest 11, bar the left back. But Piaszczek, we know, is more than capable. He doesn't score weird own goals, which he's done a few times for us. He's more than capable of performing in that position. He'll be unlucky not to get a full season, to be honest. But you know, we've also got a guy who's so good, we've got to rotate him in. Dankowski gets his pocket picked. He spent too long on the ball. Someone needs to get in there, maybe make a tackle. It's okay. Sterling picked up. Wright's having to go from the edge of the. Akira Wright, he snuck that in off the post. That was ridiculous, ridiculous accuracy. His second goal of the game, and if he gets a hat trick against ChasingLamely, he may well go down as a club icon. I think he's already a favoured personnel. He might go down to legend, might go up to legend or icon if he can get himself a hat trick today. Absolute pinpoint precision, barely looked up, finished it off nicely. I'm going to shout some praise in their general direction because you've got to. Dankowski has taken a knock and wants to come off, which means we might see Schwerman very shortly. But that's not a huge issue as long as everything else is going well for us. Also liking seeing the mental health support adverts coming up on the ad hoardings. SI doing a great job during this time of lockdown. It's a beautiful save by Sherpen. Absolutely beautiful reaction save. And let's see what we can do from this corner. Can we just head it clear and build a counter? That'd be nice. Dasinski's going to take it. We know he's good enough. Oh, bit of a scramble in the box. Sherpen has done something with it. So many Schwert in my team. We look like we're building a counter attack. We haven't quite got there. But yeah, things looking okay. Dankowski has suffered a gashed lower leg, which is not something we want to see happen to any of our players. Drop some praise. I'm going to wait another sort of 5-10 minutes before I actually start making subs. Though Dankowski will probably have to come off. Jankovic is tired too, so that's going to be an issue. Let's do that now. Let's take Dankowski off for Schwerman. He's not really a right back, but he can do the job. And Jankovic, it's saying to send on Mbemba. I don't know if that's his best position. I'm going to just take a second. I'm going to go into the tactics screen and do it that way. Because that will tell me who our best option to replace Jankovic is by actual talent and suitability. So this says Gonzalez is our best option, so we're going to go with that. Because that makes logical sense. Plus Finson's looking like he's tiring, and I'm going to need Mbemba to replace Finson more than likely. Let's take that off of pause. That's a good idea. That's how we move the game forward. Fire them up with some more praise. Yeah, Finson's looking like he might have to come off, which will be fine. Stasinski's got another corner. Let's get rid of this one quickly. Or Sherpen looked like he made another great save there. It was off the woodwork, but Sherpen had it covered. Gonzalez for this first touch that we've seen. Puerto just hoofs it clear, and now we're back on the attack firmly. Piaszczek to Gonzalez. Back to Piaszczek. What's Piaszczek got for us? Ball in to Inabakare. Inabakare making a run from deep, but finds Keziah Sterling. Keziah Sterling has a pop. It's just wide. Oh, it's not too bad. Right, let's take off Finson. And Mbemba actually can't play the defensive midfield role terribly well, but he's good at this regista thing, which I don't fully understand, but we're going to make work for us somehow. Because why not? It gives us a chance to look at Nolan and Mbemba for 10 minutes, which also is something we need to do just so we get a feel for how good the lad might be. As Lewis Rocha attacks us on the left-hand side. Ball across, but Gonzalez has headed it clear. Kabovnik to Oko. Ball's coming down our right-hand side now. Shavinsky has picked it up. Someone needs to get in there, make a good tackle. They're not going to. Ball out wide. Oh, it's just wide. Just wide. We've kind of got lucky there a little bit. We're going to drop some more praise because things are going well. As soon as it will allow me to drop some praise, we will drop some praise. Ball comes in there to Schwerman. Schwerman, though, ball over the top. It's not really a great ball to anyone. They look like they're really packing the defence in now. They kind of parked the bus a little bit. Puerto looks like he made the header. Certainly did something of use. Back to Sherpen. Sherpen just a little tap out to Mbemba, a little bit casual. But it should be fine as long as we can keep the ball in Bakare making the interception. Sterling picks it up now. Hope he looks to his left, but he's just going to go for it. Having a shot? No, he was going to try and play Enekierev right. He couldn't quite find him, and that's left us vulnerable to the counter attack. But it's okay. Igor Gomez is there to cover. We still can't drop any more praise on them. That's fine. Gomez back to Sherpen. We're looking very confident. 3-1 against our rivals on the opening day is going to set a tone. Matty Longstaff finds the ball through to Gonzalez. Gonzalez has got plenty of space to run into and support if he needs it. He doesn't. Find Schwerman. Schwerman in the box now. Oh, Julian Schwerman. I think that might be his first ever goal for the club. It's certainly his first of the season. Let's see what it says. It was his first goal for the club. Diego Gonzalez has set him up perfectly for that. We're 4-1 ahead against our rivals Zaglevy. We can drop some more praise now. What a finish. What a finish. For a defensive midfielder playing makeshift right back, he's not done too badly with that one whatsoever. And this is starting to look like a bit of a rout. Mbemba with a corner. Someone on the end of that? There he is. Akira Wright gets his third of the season. He gets his hat-trick against our rivals. He puts himself into Slask history. And he's very much a history-making attacker for us at this point. Mbemba with a great corner. Wright beats two guys in the air. Nods it home. He knows he's a legend at the club. The fans know he's a legend at the club. There's 3 minutes left to play. Let's get some more praise in there before the final whistle goes. Everyone seems happy, and that's a performance. Akira Wright, of course, man of the match. Like I said, guys, I think we have what it takes here to be a title-winning side. And I think that just proved it, because Zaglevy, I believe, finished third or second last year. Let's have a quick look. I think it was third. Yeah, they finished third last year. They're in Europe. Legia somehow got in the Champions League despite not winning the title, which I didn't fully understand. I'm guessing, it's because of the Championship group thing. They won the Championship group, but they didn't actually have the most overall points. So where does that put Zaglevy? Zaglevy still finished third. So yeah, my point still says it's very confusing, this league. And I think actually the season before they finished third as well. They did. So we've beaten essentially consistently the third best team in the country. 5-1 on the opening day of the season. And that tells me a lot about us. Let's just go through these. He made his debut, as did a couple of others. We'll do the post-match press conference, because why would we not? They can definitely have the day off after that. I would have given them it anyway. Superb win, which is what we like. It was his 150th appearance, Dankowski. When he scored a goal, he's been very important to us. I don't want him to go, so hopefully we won't get any big bids for him. Made our team talk easier. Everyone enjoyed Schwerman's goal. Wright was tremendous. We are going to praise his performance in front of goal, because how can you not? You can work even harder to impress. Wow. And Katowice are making us a bid for Matty Folds. 150k for a guy who's constantly moaning is a bonus, because he's worth far less than that. He's worth £86,000. We'll take 150k for him. That makes me quite happy. That's a good old, yeah, that's a good old profit for us. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look before we skip to the next game, which won't be against Wrocław Academy. That's just a little friendly I played to get some fitness up. I just want to see, where does that put Akira Wright on the heroes list? It doesn't. He was in this list. Like, before the game, I swear he was in this list. He's just scored a hat-trick against our rivals in the derby, and he's left the list. Interesting. Right, I'm going to skip forward to the next game, and then we're going to come back and see what we can do. We're back for the second game of the episode. Before we do that, I just want to do a quick run through the transfers, because we're still in the middle of the transfer window. It doesn't end, I think, until middle or end of August. It's quite a long window in Poland. We had a few more players go out, so we'll start with those. Eric Esposito has gone to Belgium, to OHL. 140k we got for him, which is actually a pretty good return for a guy who's barely played for us, went out on loan for a couple of seasons and did nothing. Wasn't really going to get on our team, so I thought I'd take the money and run. Harry Charsley, we got 120,000, or deal rising to 120,000 from Mordovia, who are in the Russian First Division. So he is off. He did alright on loan last season, but I didn't see him long term. And probably a little bit of a surprise, I've let Julian Schwerman go out on loan to Pod Biskidze, who are in the division below us. He's kind of our third or fourth best defensive midfielder. You can see that. In fact, it's now rating him as our seventh best. He's still got some potential, but I just thought he might not. He's not going to get as much football here as he needs to develop properly, so he might get a bit more in the league below. So I thought I'd let him do that. In terms of the ins, quite a few new players have come in since the last game. So we've brought another John Davis, another American John Davis, who's a left back this time. He's an under-20 international with 19 caps. He's in the seconds, which he shouldn't be, so let's move him up to the senior squad because we want him to come up and learn among the best. Players do develop better in the first team squad, just as a heads up. He's wanted on loan by a couple of teams back home, so maybe if a deal comes in for him, we'll allow him to go out on loan. James Furlong's another left back. He's going to stay in the seconds for a little while because he's not quite on that level yet. He's been released by Brighton. He's an Irish under-19 international. We've brought in Sofiane Ogaro, a French midfielder slash defensive slash attacking midfielder from Olympique Lyonnais. Great determination, could develop into a really good player. I thought he was a really good squad option when I saw him pop up on the scout report, so I took him. George McEachran, another very versatile central midfielder, all up and down the middle, from Chelsea on loan. He's also going to be a good option for us going forwards. Mark Guay, an Ivorian central defender on loan from Chelsea, becomes one of our better centre halves. I think he's going to develop. Eventually, he's an excellent option. If you look at him in terms of our reports, he's among our best central defenders. We've also brought in Kevin Benitez from Lanús on loan, an Argentine central defender. Again, I'm building options really. I'm looking for just options to be able to rotate things. Paxton Pomykal has come in, a central midfielder from Braga, but he's an American under-20 international again. We've got most of the American under-20 squad at this point, I think. But yeah, coming from Braga on loan, he's going to be a good option for us. He's got a lot of room to develop and could become a very good player for us, or in the long term. Gabriele Bellodi, a central defender from AC Milan, an Italian under-21 international, is our best centre half on paper in the squad right now. Very happy with him as a signing. As you can see from his stats, very happy with that as a central defender at this level. Could become very, very good for us. And finally, this guy I think might be the best loan signing I've made so far. Flavius Daneluc, an Austrian under-21 international on loan from Bayern. We've done well with players on loan from Bayern already. He's also played for Real Madrid previously. He can play absolutely everywhere, which is ridiculous. Again, a very good option in the squad. However, for today's game, we were playing Piast, who were the champions before us, as you'll recall, and then got relegated. They've just come back up. We're going to go with the tried and tested method of playing the best trainers in the squad. Why is Mikhail Undioli unavailable? That's very weird, because I've not registered him in the squad. Well, we'll take care of that. That's going to be an issue we've got to take care of. Do that before I forget, because otherwise things could get a bit messy. Where is Undijoli in our squad? Such a big squad, I can't find players now. To unregister some players before we can register some players, which is going to be disappointing. Archie Davis can come out the squad. Tiguez, I think I'm going to have to let out on loan at some point, because he needs to develop. Where is this Undijoli fella? Pomykal needs to be registered. Undijoli, where is Undijoli in my squad? I can't see him. Someone, if you see him, shout. Oh, I've gathered such a big squad. Undijoli, where are you? Where are you in this team? Says he's not registered, but also says, have I got players who aren't available up for that? I haven't. That means I'm just not seeing him. Why am I not seeing him? He should be in amongst these players somewhere, you'd think. There's people watching this now being like, oh, I can see him, I can see him, I can see him. I can't see him, and I'm the one that needs to find him. Under Jolie, under Jolie, under Jolie, under Jolie. Let's just have a quick shufty. Let's go by name. Under Jolie. He is most assuredly not there. He's not there. I don't see him. Why don't I see him? Under Jolie. I'm so confused. He's ineligible, but he's also not registered. Oh, he's on trial. Some of you definitely spotted that before I did too, didn't you? Could have said something. Could have said something. Didn't spot anything. Right. This is the team we're starting with. It's very much changed from the last episode, or from the last match. So Sherpin's in goal. Dankowski, Gomez, Dizdarevic, who is new in. He's the guy we brought in on loan from Javor in Serbia. He trained very well, so he's going to get a chance to start today, which is nice to see. Piaszek is the left back. Matty Longstaff is going to be the defensive midfielder because he's the best of the three midfielders who can play there that trained well. So Bargel and Jankovic are going to be the central midfield too. Keziah Sterling was the third best striker and also the fourth best player able to play attacking, able to play him anywhere in midfield. So he's going to play as the playmaker today. We're going to try him out there behind Glowiankowski and Deshal, who we know have formed a very good partnership. On the bench, Lis Makoviak is one of our young players coming through. Gonzalez, Puerto, Rossetti, Inostroza, Spin, who's been with us for a while, we haven't seen yet, Separovic, and Alex Rico on the bench. So a very, very new look side. A lot of players lacking match sharpness. Keziah Sterling is going to be the captain, which is very nice to see. I don't think I'll be able to give Separovic his number 4 because Kenya Tigba has taken it. So they're all just going to have to fight over shirts. That's going to be fine. It'll all work out for the best, I hope. And if it doesn't all work out for the best, then whatever. But we are playing Piast away. We know they're a good side. They're predicted to finish about the same area in the table as we are. But we've got a good side. We've just won a game 5-1. So hopefully this sort of rotated side can do much the same. As I said, the players who've been training well are generally the ones who are most up for the game that week, so you'd hope they'd be able to put in a good performance, because most of the guys who played in the last game wouldn't have got in if I just picked on the best trainers of the week. So in theory, this team should be better for this game, as Dankowski has picked up the ball on the right-hand side, gets it into Jankovic, who runs through everybody, finds Glowiankowski. Jankovic finally gets to the end of the ball, and it just goes wide. I thought Jankovic was fouled there, but, we'll go with it. In theory, this team should perform better than the team that played in the last game. Whether or not they actually will is a matter of, time for us to find out. But in theory, they should play better. There's no one on the other side who's a big star that I recognise, unless Javi Sanchez is someone who's played for someone big. Let's have a quick look. He's a Valladolid ex-Real Madrid B player, so maybe he's alright. They're apprehensive / motivated. Let's do some more get creative and see if we can motivate them some more. Dizdarevic is apprehensive, which is not terribly exciting. Dankowski to Glowiankowski and back to Dankowski. Dankowski can get a cross in to Deshal. Deshal buries it. First goal of the season for Vaclav Deshal. And we know he's a very good player. He's still our record signing, by the way, £800,000. We made a big profit, an £800,000 profit on players over the summer too. So he's effectively cost us nothing in the grand scheme of things. And that's a hell of a volley to finish that. Good work from Deshal. And yeah, we've got such a depth in this squad now. It's becoming slightly offensive. Chappelle to Gomez. Gomez with a bad first touch, but finds it out to Dankowski anyway. Dankowski back to Gomez. Gomez needs to find a good ball out to Longstaff, which is nice. I'm quite liking the passing football we play. Dizdarevic with a ball over the top now. Doesn't really find anyone, but Sterling's picked it up. We've got a chance to see what he can do in that sort of creative role. Back to Longstaff. Ball over to Dankowski, who's got a good run down the wing. No one really in support, but finds Longstaff deep, and he could be a weapon from deep. Into Glowiankowski to Deshal. One on with the keeper. Keeper dived too early, and Deshal was not going to forgive him. We're going to go to the little telly now and see if he was offside, aren't we? We are going to go to the little telly and see if he was offside. It shows a clear offside, no goal. Okay, let's see how clear that offside was. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Because a lot of these players weren't match fit going in as well, I was kind of hoping we'd sort of build an early-ish lead. We don't have to get creative. Build an early-ish lead because that way I can sort of be prepared to remove players as they tire. Glovey and Kowski's found the ball on the sort of fallout from that free kick though, and he's on the run now. Longstaff's picked it up. What can he do? Ball across to Dankowski. He's got acres of space. He's probably have a pop here across the keeper, but the keeper has got his hands on it. It's gone wide. Dankowski will take the corner. I don't know if we'll see the corner, but I'm fairly confident Dankowski will take it. We are going to see the corner, and let's see what he can do here. He's always been good with a corner. Dankowski's not commentator's curse. As soon as I say it, he gets an awful corner. And Gomez out to I say out to Dankowski. That was a poor pass, a really poor pass. And we've got a couple of players, a couple of centre halves feeling pressured by being told to get creative, which is not terribly appealing. But we're 1-0 up at half time, which is okay. We are going to encourage the team. That feels like a good move. Dankowski, we can see, is already starting to tire, which is a bit of a concern. But we've got an option on the bench. Separovic can play as a right back if we need him to, so that's not a big drama. We just need to get that second goal, I think, just to make ourselves feel a little bit more secure. Longstaff's having a really good game as a defensive midfielder, which I didn't necessarily expect. I thought it was a gamble playing in there, but he seems to be having a decent game. Now Bargel's picked up the ball. First time we've seen him this season, I think. Bargel puts the ball into the middle, doesn't really get it anywhere, but Jankovic has picked it up when it's gone a bit loose. And Longstaff now, in his new holding midfield role, hopefully he's been talking to his old buddy Joe Ledley, learned a few things about playing there. So we'll see if that benefits him. Dankowski gets the ball across to Bargel. Bargel whips it over the top, doesn't really find anyone. Bargel's picked it back up, some good out-muscling of his man there. Longstaff with the ball back to Igor Gomes, who has time, finds a good ball. Jankovic, ball over the top, looking for Glovey and Kowski, who is going to have to do something spectacular here to get something out of it. Finds Dankowski. Dankowski to Dershal. Dershal gets his head on the end of it. We're gonna go find out if he was offside. Be very disappointing for him if he was offside again. But VAR has said he's offside, which is disappointing. It's only just offside as well. Only just offside. Very, very disappointing for the lad. We could be 3 goals up by now, and we're not, and that's, it's a worry, it's a concern. Igor Gomes has been booked, but I could just withdraw Igor Gomes very soon, if I'm honest. Dankowski with a free kick. If he can score this, we'll be in a good position. Brosek does a good job at tipping that over the bar. Dankowski looks more and more dangerous with every free kick he takes, and now he's going to take this corner. Hopefully he'll find his man this time. Gets the ball in over the back, hanging over, and that's gone straight out for a goal kick, which is quite poor. Dankowski now, our set piece merchant with a throw in, throws it away. Just throws it away, literally throws it away too. Dizdorevic has picked up the ball to Jankovic, to Piaszek. Piaszek with the ball into Matty Longstaff. What can Matty Longstaff do? Ball through to Dankowski. Gets a shot off, but it's deflected. Bargel back to Dankowski. They are sitting very, very deep. This is how you know our team is good, because we have got our opposition scared enough that they're just sitting everyone back on the edge of the box. Dizdorevic to Sterling. Sterling to Jankovic. Jankovic hopefully can find Piaszek out wide. Piaszek might have a pop here. He's good enough. Dershall's in. Off the bar. Oh. Dershall is looking just like advanced military weaponry at this point. We're going to bring on Separovic as the right back. I don't know how good he is as a right back, but he's acceptable. We'll see what happens. Looking like Jankovic and Piaszek might be following him off the field very soon as well, because they are starting to tire, and I've got no room for players who are tiring necessarily at this point. Let's make the other sub now. Jankovic, we will take it out. Again, I don't know who the better replacement is. Let's do the thing where I pause it and I'll look on the tactics screen. It might well be the best replacement is Gonzalez again. It's looking like it is, so Gonzalez can come in there. Piaszek is also tired, so we're going to give Makoviak his debut. We haven't seen him yet, so we'll have a look at him too. Seems like a risky sub to be making it only 1-0 up, but I don't know. They seem scared enough of us that I'm not overly worried. Um, they do seem to be defending with 10 men behind the ball, so presumably we're that much better than we can afford to take a little bit of a gamble. Although they have found themselves on the ball now, and Legalski has picked up the ball. Legalski looks decent enough. Ball out wide there to Vukocevic. Bargel is able to block it, and they've got a corner, and we need to get this headed away as fast as we possibly can, quite frankly. Let's get this headed away. Cleared off the line after the parry by Sherp and Gonzalez, the man on it. And now Dershell appears to be behind everybody. He's just got a straight run at their keeper now. Straight run at their keeper, one-on-one. What can he do? Oh, she didn't have the finish. Didn't have the finish. We'll do one more, get creative if we can. Well, there's only a few seconds left to go. It looks like we've taken a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win is perfectly acceptable. I don't know who the man of the match was. Was it Dershell? No, it was Dankowski. Dankowski gets himself fan of the match for this one. And that was pretty good. That was pretty good. We'll take a 1-0 win. That keeps us top of the league as far as I'm aware, because we were top of the league going in. We're top of the league now. We've got a five goal difference. 3 goals ahead of Lecce in second. Someone's got to have a spectacular result over the weekend to get above us. And yeah, that all looks very good. So let's just do the quick press conference as my phone goes ping because I forgot to silence it. Pleased with the result. Did the officials have an impact on the game? I think they want to be the centre of attention. I think that's fair. Given the large share of running off squad over the last couple of seasons, you feel you've earned a reputation as a manager always looking to do a deal. I mean, they're all carefully considered, so yeah. Seems like Nino Separovic made his Slask debut today, albeit from the bench. Will he be in our first team plans soon? Absolutely. And there's been a large sort of support from the fans for your eye-catching passing styles. That's something we can continue to expect for you. I mean, that's been something I've been doing for 2 seasons now. So yes, I'd assume that's a thing you can expect to keep happening. Right, let's just have a quick look, see where we're coming back. I want to come back for the first game after the end of the transfer window, ideally. So the transfer window closes there is at the beginning of September? Wow. So that'll be the Wisla Plock game, I guess. Where is the Wisla Plock game in terms of fixtures ahead of us? Okay, we'll come back for the Wisla Plock game, I guess. That's going to be our next game. We've got a few big games in between. And a few teams we've not seen before, like Olympia Grudziądz and Chobry or Krobry. They've got a player on loan from us as well, I think. I'm sure we did a deal of some sort with them at some stage. We sent them Emil Coelho on loan. Is he still there? He's not, because I released him. We've done business with them before, but they are now up in this league with us. So yeah, we'll come back for the Wisla Plock game. So that's going to be a good place for us to finish the episode, I guess. So if you have enjoyed that episode, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please leave the likes and subscribes down there. Definitely subscribe. This is going to be a really big season for us, and I feel like we are looking at a championship win this year. Yeah, also socials below, but that's pretty much the episode, I think, guys. So thank you very much for watching. I have always been Chasing Lamely. You have been awesome to be around here. Have a good one.